So, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I see one guest for sure. Today is Tuesday, the 25th of January. It is our second meeting for the year 2022, and I'm happy to see so many of you because, as you know, I was not at our last meeting, which was in person exactly 2 weeks ago today. And I guess some of you as well were still on your annual leave. So it's nice to see so many of you, and welcome. I am Melanie Feitzinger. I am the president for the VIC Toastmasters Club here in the UN headquarters of Vienna. And I keep having to let more people in, so give it a sec. And we are having our second meeting this month. And like I said, I'm glad that we have so many guests. So before I get to our business section, which gives us a little background of what's going on in our club, I would like to welcome our guests before I let some more members in. So as of now, we are 15 people, and I see on my first screen, Arun, you have been here before, but I'd like you just to reintroduce yourself to us. Tell us how you found out about Toastmasters, and please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Melanie. Hello, everyone. I'm Arun, and I'm working in the Cybersdorf office. And I came to know about this group via a former colleague of mine, Ms. Tomo Furusawa. And I've attended 2 meetings, and I've thoroughly enjoyed the meetings. It's very nice to be here, interacting with all of you.
Thank you, Arun, and welcome. As I flip pages on my laptop, I see Lena. Lena, I don't know you. You may have come to the last meeting as one of our guests. Please tell us how you found out about Toastmasters and a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Leana or Liana, and I'm a fellow at the Technical Cooperation Department for Latin American Division, and I heard about Toastmasters through my friend Anna, that she might join this meeting today too. And I really liked it the last time. It was a really nice experience, and that's why I'm back participating in this meeting here.
Thank you very much, Lena. If you are not speaking, could everyone mute themselves just so we don't have any background noise? And our last guest that I see, thank you for changing your name to the grammatical way that I could see the letters. Shun, welcome to Toastmasters. Tell us about yourself and how you found out about us.
Thank you. I'm Shun Oshita from Japan. I'm a staff member of Permanent Mission of Japan to the international organization, and I'm in charge of IAEA technical cooperation and other general matters. And I found this club through this book. Can you? This book written by Takizawa Saburo, who was a member of this club maybe 20 years ago as a UNIDO staff member. And he's introducing this club as a very special organization for practicing English or getting to know the leadership or something. So I want to get such a ability like leadership or English speaking. So thank you so much.
Thank you as well, Shun, and thank you to all 3 of our distinguished guests today, Arun, Lena, and Shun. As you know, when you come to our club as a visitor, you get to go 3 times just to see how we operate, see if you like, what we stand for, and then we invite you to become a member. So you'll find out more information from our Vice President of Membership, which is Inez. You'll see her on the screen, and I'm sure she'll reach out to all 3 of you with a nice email explaining the club, how we work, our dues. So again, welcome. We meet twice a week, once in person here in the VIC on A0671 and one time online until we are able to meet solely in person, or if we have to go back to only online meetings, which we hope won't be, but we'll see what happens in February. On that note, for February and the following months, we are still keeping in mind our yearly Toastmasters event. It's a nice way that we get together, we celebrate our club, we celebrate any of the special occasions. We had our 35th anniversary. So, oh yeah, did I say twice a week? Thank you, Lily. It's twice a month we meet, not twice a week. I'm a little bit too zealous because I missed this beginning of the month, our meeting. So as I was saying, we are still trying to organize a date for our get together this year. It is a party, it's an event, it's when we all come together in a relaxed atmosphere, but we do have a theme. So we're hoping at the latest by springtime. So stay tuned for that. Also, we usually once a year, this time of year, have a club contest. It's an internal contest with our own members. You must be a member in good standing, meaning you paid your dues. And there was usually 3 different contests within our group. We would have the table topics, we would have a prepared speech and evaluations. This year, as far as I've heard from Maria Teresa, who's been in touch with the district, we may just have a international speech and evaluation. So we're considering, and of course we'll let you know in plenty of time, if we go ahead and forego the club contest at our club level and just concentrate then on the area contest. So Maria Teresa, and who's our Vice President of Education, will give you information on that. So that concludes the business section. And I'd like to now hand over the complete control of the meeting today to our Toastmaster of the day, Tatiana. Tatiana, the floor and the control of the meeting is yours. I will mute myself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for giving the introduction to the meeting. And I would like to welcome all the participants to today's meeting and guests together with the fellow Toastmasters. Today we have a special day in Russia, and I would like to flag it because it's not only my name date, Tatiana's day, but it's also a day of students. We are celebrating the establishment of university, Moscow University in 18th century, and we are celebrating all the students who we were and whom we are always staying to be, because that's our destiny. Also here at the Toastmaster Club, we are studying, we are learning our way to impress, to express, and to talk about what we are interested in. And I'm very happy to introduce the day which is ahead of us. In the next hour, we are going to have a prepared speech, which is going to be delivered by our fellow Toastmaster, Maria Teresa. The prepared speech will be followed by the session of table topics, which are going to be delivered by our Toastmaster, I'm sorry, Maria Teresa again, according to my agenda. And we will also have an evaluation session for which I would like to invite the general evaluator of the day, Benjamin, to introduce his team and the procedure which would follow throughout the whole meeting to evaluate what we are doing today. Thank you. And I ask Benjamin to take the control of the meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, I will be today the general evaluator. I would like to do so to present my team, which is composed of 4 persons. First, the counter, that will be Rina. Rina, do you want to say a few words and explain your role?
Hello, can you hear me? Okay. Well, I will count ahs, and unnecessary words, and I have already started. at the end, I will report all these gaps and unnecessary expressions. Oh, yeah, this is my job. This is my role. Thank you.
Thank you, Rina. Following on the same line, we will have a ballot counter. Karen, do you want to say a few words about your role today?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Today I'll be the ballot counter. So for the topics master session, which will be led by Maria Teresa, you'll be voting at the end of the session for the best impromptu speech, and I will be delivering the result at the end of the session. The floor is back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Karen. We will have also a timekeeper to take us through the time of this session. Gordana, you want to say a few words about your role today?
Yes, so I will be the timekeeper today. I will measure the time of your speeches. And for minimum, so we have a minimum timing that we are supposed to talk. Then it's a medium, and the maximum amount where we, if we go over that limit, that means that we should improve our skills to lower our timing for speeches. So we have different timings for different roles. For the topics master session, where we have impromptu speeches, we have a 1 to 2 minutes. So if you're 1.5 minutes, I will have the green light here that I have a paper. Then we have, I'm sorry, that's 1 minute. This is 1 minute. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's the yellow, and the red, it's 2 minutes. So that's the maximum. You should be wrapping up already when you see the yellow page. For the other, we have one more prepared speech that is 5 to 7 minutes for Maria Teresa. So we are using the same colors, and evaluators, they usually get 2 to 3 minutes. So it's 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and 3 minutes is the maximum. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Gordana. For some reasons, I cannot see your camera. Maybe I'm the only one in this position. Anyway, I can hear you well. The last person in my team today will be the Grammarian. Nicole, are you with us?
Yes, Benjamin, I'm here. Today I'm the grammarian. That is to say that I'm here to listen to what you say carefully and see whether there are some mistake or bad usage of the English language, or on the contrary, very good usage of the English language. And as word of the day, I have chosen the word persistence or persistent. I think everybody knows what that means. It means that if I take the adjective, somebody who is persistent is somebody who will continue doing what he or she is doing in spite of obstacles, of problems. And I think that persistence is a word that is quite appropriate nowadays with the pandemics. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Not sure exactly about the procedure now, but I guess we will go for the topic master. So I should hand over to Toastmaster of the day, Tatiana.
Exactly, that's the next step. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, for your excellent job of introducing the team. And with the next step, we would go to the introduction of the prepared speech. We have one speech prepared today by Maria Teresa, fellow Toastmaster, who would be speaking as a part of impromptu speeches to introduce active listening. And the title of her speech is All Ears. The speech is prepared in a tandem with an evaluator of the speech, Adot, who would be delivering the remarks on the evaluation. And with this, I would like to start the main part of our meeting and invite fellow Toastmaster Maria Teresa to deliver her speech.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the day, but I have a point of order, and Adot is already raising her hand. Typically, before a speech is given, we ask the evaluator for the purpose or the objectives of the speech. So in the meantime, I give the floor to Adot.
Thank you for making this point of order. Adot, please kindly introduce the speech.
Fellow Toastmasters, good morning, good afternoon. Good to be back again. I haven't been here for a while. This speech is in inverted commas because it's a project on active listening. You can't give a speech and listen. So the main activity we're going to be undertaking today will be to use the table topic session as an active listening exercise for the project that Maria Teresa will be presenting to today. The purpose of the project, the purpose of this particular exercise is for the member to demonstrate his or her ability to listen to what others say. So clearly she cannot speak and listen, and that's why we're having a table topic session instead. I hand the floor back to you, Madam Toastmaster today.
Thank you very much, Adot, for your introduction of the speech. And we are all going to be ears now to hear the speech of the fellow Toastmaster, Maria Teresa. Maria Teresa, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, it's my great pleasure to see so many people that I haven't seen in such a long time. I'm glad to have you back in the club. We've missed you. The purpose of my speech, as Adot mentioned, is for me to pay attention to what's being discussed in the table topic. And so I'm going to lead the table topic session now, just with a comment. Please, as you answer the question, don't at the end say thank you. You return to control to me as the table topics master of the day. So let's start off straight away with somebody who hasn't been here in a while and who doesn't have a role. So I address my first question to Judith. Judith, if you could go back and relive yesterday, what would you change?
Thanks, Maria Teresa, for the question. That's a really good question, especially nowadays that we have so much time and we don't use it in a good way. So if I had the chance to come back to yesterday, I would wake up earlier, as I try every day without success. I'll start doing the most important things, such as exercising and reading. That's what I'm trying to do every day in the morning. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't. And then I would try to be as productive as possible to finish my working day on time and continue having enjoying my day with my boyfriend and doing other activities. As I spend most of the time at home, as I'm working from home, I would have liked to decide to finish my working day earlier and go outside, enjoy the sun. Although I think it was cloudy like today, but I would have liked to spend the day in a more personal way. But I agree with, I'm happy with what I did yesterday. I accomplished many things at work. So this gives me time for today to finish the working day earlier and do the exercise I haven't done today. Back to you, Maria Teresa. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Judith. I liked the way that you started off by saying it's a really good question. I appreciate that. And I also appreciated the fact that I learned a little bit about you, that you're trying to wake up earlier in the day. And in the course of your day, you're trying to do several things like the exercise and the reading. But what I particularly like was you say you try to enjoy the day. And I think that's important because we have so much stress and pressures, and it seems like you're a very positive person. So my next question is addressed to Pinar. Lovely to see you again. If you won a trip to anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Oh my gosh. Nowadays, I mean, I feel like my life is mess and out of control. So it is really hard to imagine that where I can actually in daily chaos, etc. They don't let me feel like myself. Just I'm doing something without my without my willing. Just I'm doing something. It's so normal stage for life, you know. I have a baby, but I really appreciate for this question because I realized that I really lose myself. Okay, I will focus to answer it, and I think I want to go where I'm born. Maybe it helped me to realize again how I found myself and make me feel human again, because where I was born, it is south part of Turkey. It is really nice city and seaside. I mean, walking around the beach, it would be very helpful. I mean, this city it's called Tarsus in Turkey. Very it has very nice beaches and very nice vacation places over there. It would be great for me to trip to get back there. So I'm trying to not to say thank you, but it is really hard for me. Anyway, back to Maria Teresa. It is really nice question for me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pinar. I appreciate your answer. So my next person on the list is going to be Toastmaster Lily. Toastmaster Lily, who has had the greatest impact on your life? Who has had the greatest impact on your life?
Lily, unfortunately, we cannot hear you. Could you please check your mic?
Thank you. Now I would say, earlier I would have said my grade 6 teacher. Now I would say my guru, Reverend Sun Myung Moon, though ultimately it's my partner, my husband, my spouse. Yet I would not have met this person who lived on the other side of the world if I had never come in contact with Reverend Sun Myung Moon, who was introduced to me when I was 21 years old, after I had traveled around the world and started nursing at the Royal Melbourne Hospital in Melbourne, and was walking along the street and somebody came and asked me, what's the meaning of life? So I never actually met this person, but I started studying the teachings which were called Divine Principle. I would call them Unification Principles. And it initiated a change in my life where I gave up nursing, even though I had practically completed the first year, where I decided that I absolutely believed in these teachings which were being taught, and dedicated myself to building world peace by following these principles. The hardest thing for me was to convince other people about these principles, because it's something that I believe, that I know is true. Yet if you hadn't asked me this question, I wouldn't have mentioned anything about it. So it's something that I try to live by, that I try to do, and yet this person is somebody that means so much to me that I couldn't possibly do him justice in a 1.5 minute talk. And I just wanted to point out that once I see the red flag, it means I've got 30 seconds before I would be disqualified in a contest. Sun Myung Moon is the one person in my life that absolutely changed everything.
Thank you, Lily, for your answer. I was so keen to ask you a question. I forgot to give Pinar feedback on what I heard in her table topic. So I'll go straight into that. And then it's time for me to assess Lily. Pinar, I know with a newborn child, you have lots of stress in your life. But at least what I heard in your table topic was that you seem to be coping with it pretty well. On the other hand, I was fascinated when you said if you could go anywhere in the world, you wouldn't go to some strange foreign place. You would go back to your roots, back to your home country. And I think that's important. You know, we who work for the United Nations go all over the world, but at the end of the day, I think we at least have a special association with our home. Although you made me wonder, would you have time with a baby to go to a beach? In any event, I now proceed with Lily. I like the way you sort of gradually, you said at the beginning, earlier, it would have been your teacher. And then you progressed and you talked about the person whose teachings you're following, King Sun Moon. Very personal comments. But I know, because I know you a little bit better, that as a result of your association with King Sun Moon, you met your husband of I don't know how many years. So he is also an important person who has had an impact on your life. And last but not least, how wonderful that it is your goal to contribute to building world peace. Don't we need that now? So next victim, not victim, it's not victimizing, it's giving you an opportunity to speak in the meeting. And after all, that's the point of why we're here. So I ask our treasurer, or soon to be newly reinstated treasurer, Brigitte, if you could learn a musical instrument, which one would you choose? Is Brigitte no longer here?
It seems so.
Okay, well then
I don't
the
think
other
she's here.
person, the next person I'm going to ask is going to have a little bit more time then. I addressed this question to our relatively new Toastmaster, who is here at least via her phone, Toastmaster Arbana. If you could learn to play a musical instrument, which one would you choose?
Hello, everyone, and thank you for the question. I used to play piano. I started at the age of 4 until 7, but due to some family issues, I had to stop. So I would start again to play piano. That would, like, I would start the lessons from the beginning and continue with it. As it's an instrument that I liked a lot when I was a child, and I tried before to play violin, but I was not as much as attached to the piano. And since I have forgotten basically everything, I would go back to it, since it gives me also lots of spiritual peace and soul peace when I play or listen to it. And yeah, that would be the case to your answer. To your question, pardon.
Thank you very much, Arbana. You know, we have something in common. When I was younger, I used to play the piano, and actually very seriously. I studied for several years. I even at one point wanted to make it a profession. But I hear, at least in your message, that you were basically going back to something you had done before, and interested in going back and proceeding with that. I love the piano. I think it's a beautiful instrument. So the next opportunity I give to Ines. Ines, what is the number one change you would need to make in your life in the next 12 months?
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, thank you, Maria Teresa, the table topics master and speaker. Persistence is for me the magic word in 2022. You know, I had during the Christmas holidays, something happened in the family. My husband suddenly got stomach pains and intestinal pains, and he used medication. He somehow tried to go to the doctor, nothing helped. And what I had in mind is in the gut feeling. We have a gut and we know exactly what it feels and how it's connected to our intuition. And that is for me the formula of persistence. Never let this formula escape your mind. And I remember that I read a book by Joe Dispenza, and this is exactly the theme which he has. We can have control over our body, over our lives, over what we think. And you would not believe it. My message to my husband, Michael, was, you have the medication in your hand, and the medication is the way you think. The way you think about what's happening in your body, what's happening in life, and what's happening in the way you would like to continue healing yourself. You would not believe it. It worked. Whether it's a wonder, whether it's the connection between mind and body, I tell you, no medication is needed up today. Back to you, Maria Teresa. I'm handing control of the meeting back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ines. Well, I know at least you were listening because you used the word of the time on several occasions in the course of your table topic. Plus, I like the way you somehow obviously have a very close relationship to your husband and were concerned when he fell ill over the Christmas holidays. But then you came up with a solution. I know you as a solution-minded person, and you decided, forget all the pills, let's do something natural. And I was particularly impressed to hear that it worked. So my next question goes to our Madam President, Toastmaster Melanie. If a movie was made of your life, who would play you?
Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters. If I could pick any actress to play me as a leading role, I would have to say I love to smile, because I think no matter what you're going through in your life, it's like putting on a beautiful outfit. You put on your smile every day. And to me, one of the actresses that has the most amazing smile is, of course, Julia Roberts. I think she lights up a room when she walks in with that ear-to-ear grin, her big white American teeth, and you just feel, like Inez said, a connection, because this humans that we are having a spiritual experience, I believe that it's all about the connection we make with each other. And even though I don't know her personally, I feel a connection every time I see her on the big screen. She is, to me, beautiful, accomplished, and if someone were to play my life, it has many facets. I have had a rough beginning, being the dropout of high school, teen pregnancy, moving to California, from California to Austria. So it takes someone who understands human the human drama in life. And I think she's basically gotten that down. So I want to let you all know that it's not about her looks, it's more about her smile, the inside, the soul of the person. Wonderful question. And I return the control of the meeting and the table topics back to you, table topic master, Maria Teresa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Melanie. You know, I would have thought of a couple of other people. In fact, Rene even suggested Angelina Jolie. In any event, I liked the way that you responded, that you didn't consider it the exterior, but you liked the fact that you would choose Julia Roberts to play you because of her smile. And let's be honest, how important is a smile in these times? You run into so many grumpy people, but to have that smile, and by the way, Melanie, you have got it. It is a pleasure just to watch you. What else did I learn? You had a difficult life, but you know, I know you in the meantime. I think you've mastered it. I think you have got beyond all of the challenges and have put on a brave face and a big smile and has made the world richer. So who can I ask next? Well, may I approach some of our guests to answer a table topic question? Would you be amenable to that? For example, may I ask Aruj a question?
Sure.
Thank you very much. That's the right spirit. Aruj, what is your favorite sound?
My favorite sound would be the voice of my father, who is a role model for me in every way. And it's the day that I don't talk to him, it's not a good day for me. I would like to listen to his voice every time, and it's such a blessing to listen to his voice that I think it's something that just I cannot even imagine not listening to his voice. And sometimes he's getting a bit old, and I feel that sometimes I feel that how will I cope with this once he's gone? And recently he also had some health scares, which led me to contemplate my life without him, or I don't know. So that's it, and I will give back the control to you.
Thank you very much, Aruj. Congratulations. I heard in your table topic that you obviously have a very close relationship to your father, and that his voice is not just giving you advice, but that you find his voice particularly comforting. And perhaps now that he's getting older and maybe has health issues, you're concerned about that. So my next question is going to go to Shun, if you're willing. Shun, are you there?
Yes, of course.
Okay, Shun. What is your most valuable possession?
Okay, that's a very difficult question for me, but firstly, thank you for your giving me a chance to speak. And my answer is my books. I often read my books like this, which was written by Sabo Takizawa, or other books. I have maybe 100 books, and they give me very thrilling knowledge and exciting way of thinking, and it is they're making my life. So I want to be a professor in Japan. But if there are no books like this, maybe I cannot be such a person, and I will not deserve such a position. So my most valuable possession is my books. This is my
Thank
answer.
you, Shun, for your answer. Again, I have something in common with somebody else. I love the books. You know, you can take films, you can take theater, you can take whatever, but there's something that you get out of a book. And I see you're very proud of your collection of at least 150 books. So, Leanna, are you there and available for a question?
Yes, yeah, I am.
Thank you so much. So, across the world, there have been so many natural disasters, floods and fires and earthquakes and terrible things happening. And people have been forced to leave their homes at short notice. If you had to leave your house, what would you take out with you?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think I would just take my family, nothing else. I don't think anything material. I'm the kind of person that thinks that things can be built from scratch at any point, anytime, as long as you have the attitude. So if that was my case, I guess having my family close, that would be the most important thing to have with me. Yeah, that would be it. Back to you, Maria Teresa.
Thank you, Leanna. What a beautiful answer. I heard in your speech that you're not materialistic. The first thing that you would be interested in saving would be your family. And that shows that, again, the closeness. You don't care about, you know, whatever you've lost in the house. You want to have your family with you, close and tight-knit. Is there anybody else who doesn't have a role that would like to take a table topic? If not, speak now or forever hold your peace. I thank all of the respondents to my table topics questions. You gave intelligent answers. I'm very proud of all of you. And with that, I return control of the meeting to our Toastmaster of the day, who is debuting, by the way. This is a premiere, her first time as Toastmaster of the day. Our fellow Toastmaster, Toastmaster Tatiana.
Thank you very much, Maria Teresa, for a very thoughtful and well-organized session, which is also at the same time serving as a speech, as you are giving feedback to the speakers addressing the impromptu opportunity. The chance we all have now is to evaluate the speeches, and we will have 1 minute for that, so that our opinions and our suggestions or our admirations of the speeches can be communicated to the speakers who took floor today, who answered the table topics. And we would also have a chance to vote for those speeches. For that, we have a ballot counter. And of course, Maria Teresa, you have a chance to say what is needed to be said.
You're doing a great job, Tatiana. I just thought maybe perhaps I could do a recap before everybody votes. We had as table topic speakers today, Pinar, who was talking about going back to the roots, Lily, who was talking about her mentor and her guru, Arbana, who was talking about the piano playing, Ines, who used the word of the day, I think, more often than anybody, Melanie, who would be pleased to have Julia Roberts. Thank you. I forgot Judith, who I found out woke up early. Thank you. Thank you for the point of order there. Ines, Melanie, Arush, who listens to her father, and Leanna, who would not take out a material possession, but would make sure her family was safe. So these are your choices. Please send your vote for the best table topic to Shun. Thank you, Lily. I forgot Shun, who was talking about his prized possession, namely his books. So it's time for the members to think about who gave the best table topic and send your vote to our ballot counter, who happens to be Toastmaster Karen, in the chat. And with this, I return control to you, Tatiana.
Thank you very much, Maria Teresa. Indeed, it's a long list of speakers and excellent presentations we've heard just now, also from our guests, not only from the fellow Toastmasters. So we are trying the ground and we are learning how those speeches could be made. The time is running. We have 1 minute for that. And I think our timekeeper can confirm that that minute might have been over by now. Yeah. We had a combination of usually two separate activities at the order of the day. The speech was delivered in combination with table topics, presentations, and answers. So this means that we can conclude the core part of today's meeting and proceed to the evaluation. With this, I would like to hand over control of the meeting to the general evaluator, Benjamin. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. First, apologies, Adot, for the oversight. I would like to invite you now to evaluate Maria Teresa intervention. Adot, the floor is yours.
Hello, Toastmasters. Mr. General Evaluator, honorable guests, thank you very much. This was actually a very unusual setting, and I think the challenge of practicing active listening and presenting a speech about that, or at least demonstrating how one has actively listened. But this is a very interesting way of learning how to be a public speaker. And of course, as an evaluator, it's got its own built-in challenges. It requires some kind of persistence to connect the words one is hearing with an idea about what that person is and how they view the world. I have three tasks as an evaluator. I have to show the speaker what they have excelled at, what they might want to work on, and thirdly, how they can challenge themselves in upcoming presentations and speeches. So I'll start with what our speaker excelled at. I found Maria Teresa excelled at providing very positive feedback, at making a connection with every speaker and finding a common ground where they were alike and focusing on that. Sometimes she would also give some life advice to people like Toastmaster Melanie, and this adds a lot of value to the conversation and gives encouragement to the listener and to the speaker. She might want to work on a couple of things, not necessarily easy. I believe there was a missed opportunity in linking whatever was heard to the challenge we are all practicing here, which is learning how to speak publicly. And that means linking it to our Toastmasters goals of pitch, tone, continuous speech, less use of interruptions like the one I just used, the ers and so on, and also things like timing. These are important ways of also providing feedback and adding value to the learning process. The third point I have to look at is how can she challenge herself? the main challenge, I think, here would be to try and make a mini speech after each one. In other words, have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Have some feedback on tone, pitch, body language, these types of things, but also feedback on the way a speech is structured. When you're actively listening, one should be able to hear some of those types of things in the Toastmaster setting. But apart from that, frankly, the job was a pretty challenging one. And I think Toastmaster Maria Teresa showed us that it's actually possible to make a presentation on active listening. I couldn't imagine how I would have done that if I had to do it. And with that, I pass the control of the meeting back to Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Speaker Evaluator. Maya Teresa, you have your hand raised.
That's a faux pas, Benjamin. I put them down.
Okay, no worries. Thank you, Adot, for this evaluation. I would share your points. I thought also that Maya Teresa brought very interesting questions on the table that I'm sure I will need persistence to answer, and I wrote them down. And I would like to share a point here that I'm always impressed by the safe space that is built in these Toastmaster meetings. No one hesitates from president to guest to share very personal life details, details that you would usually share with family or close friends. Thank you for that. I feel very safe here and very happy to share this with you. It is now time to go to our counter. Rina, you want to share the results of this meeting?
Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, I will make it very short with my counter and also the gaps. Melanie 5 times, Tatiana 7 times, Benjamin 4, Pinar 14 times, Arjun 2, Liana I didn't count, Shan 7 times, Gordana 3, Nicole just 1, Maria Teresa 5, Judith, she repeated few things, that is 6 times, Lily just 2, Arbana 3, Ines 2, and yeah, and Liana I said, Adot, I didn't count anything. This ends my report.
Thank you, Akontarina. Hello, Karen, would you like to share the results of today's session?
Yes, Mr. General Evaluator. So today we have 9 speakers for the table topic session. In my personal experience, it's been the longest table topic session, and I'm very happy for it because I got to know many members, like on a personal note. Thank you for sharing all your answers with us. And we have 2 winners today. So we have Ines and Melanie, who got 5 votes each. So congratulations to both of you. And I return the control of the meeting to the Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Karen. And well done, Ines and Melanie. Thank you for Gordana. Would you like to share the results with us?
Yes, so I apologize in advance because I didn't count Maria Teresa's speech. My understanding was that she would have another speech, as we usually do, on active listening. So I didn't count yours, I'm sorry. For the rest, for the topics master session, first of all, I would like to congratulate to the newcomers. I was also picked on the first day when I came, and I know it's very stressful and nerve-wracking, but congratulations to all of you. You did a great job, and keep on doing that. In terms of timing, we didn't have, so, you know, in order to be disqualified, you have to go over 30 minutes after the maximum, 30 seconds, so nobody was disqualified. as I'm sure Karen knew that before, but we have just a few people who did a little less than a minute. Liana was 40 seconds, but as a first comer, it is great. So please don't be discouraged. And we have the others are more or less within the time frame of 2 minutes. Little over the 2 minutes, it was Lily with 2 seconds after 2 minutes, and Ines 23 seconds after the 2 minutes. Everything else it's within the 2 minutes limit. Thank you. Over to you, Ben.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Purgona, and well done to everyone. Our last topic is the grammarian. Nico, would you like to share with us your view?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. I must say I had a very hard time today, and I had a hard time not finding good usage of the English language, but bad usage or little mistakes. I managed to find a few. What I heard was, what I had in mind is, I would have said what I had in mind was, they are making my life. I'm not sure whether I didn't hear the end of the sentence or whether the sentence ended after my life, but I think it should be they are making my life better, more enjoyable, or whatever, but I need an adjective after that. Addressing an opportunity, I don't know whether I would say addressing an opportunity, maybe take advantage of an opportunity. And it's better to say I will make it short than I will make short. I will make it short. But more importantly, these are the expressions I heard today, which I liked very much. And we were very philosophical today. I heard make me feel like, no, sorry, not that one. What is the meaning of life? All right. Then contribute to building world peace. And then spiritual peace. And then put on a smile. And finally, a word which is not easy to say, which was said by Maria Teresa, amenable. I'm not even sure I'm saying that correctly, which means that can be easily persuaded. But the best is I'm so glad that Ines not only said the word persistence, but chose it as her topic for the table topic. So thank you, Ines. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Dharma and Nicole. Yes, I was also impressed by Maria Teresa's words, and if she could type it in the chat so that we can have spelling, it would be very great. I would like to thank everyone and my team for this great job of evaluation. Hand over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Tatiana.
Thank you very much, Benjamin. Toastmasters, they made a great job in contributing to the evaluation section and pointing out the jewels of our journey, as well as some hiccups which might be considered as learning again. So learning for me would be the topic of today. Coming back to what I've already introduced, the Students' Day, the way we look at things, and I see the reflection on that also in what was discussed during the combined speech and table topics exercise. We were going through the routes when we went to south of Turkey with Pinar. We were looking at gurus which guide us, and we were looking at options which make our life beautiful, like music or musical instruments, sounds, which are also leading us back to our roots, to our family, to what we appreciate in life, and to what we value, like books and our family and our stories, our history, which also keeps smiles on our faces. That's what we've learned today, and the meeting could be completed now with this. I appreciate your participation and return the control of the meeting to the presiding officer, Melanie. Melanie, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tatiana, and thank you for doing a wonderful job of being our Toastmaster of the day. It's always a bit challenging when we do these online meetings with the transition, and I think you were wonderful today. Thank you for stepping up to the role. And like always, I encourage all of our members, don't be shy, take a role. You're in a safe place, and it's learned by doing. Because if you look back at some of our recordings from 2 years ago when I joined, believe me, it was challenging for me as a native speaker. You want to get the roles down so perfectly, and sometimes it just doesn't matter. Come here, learn, but learn in a safe and friendly environment and have fun. So closing our meeting today, we never go without saying to our 3 today visitors, just to give us some feedback, what you think of our meeting. Are you going to come back? Maybe consider joining us. So I'd like to start with, and please correct me if I say your name wrong, Aruj or Aru. Would you like to go ahead and tell us what you think of the meeting? And please correct the pronunciation of your name.
Thank you, Melanie. It's Aruj, you were right the first time. Yes. So this is my 3rd time being a part of this meeting, and it's really nice. With the passage of time, I think I'm gaining the confidence to talk with all of you, and that's the purpose of this meeting. So it's really nice, and I would like to become a member, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you, Aruj, and I know Inez will be in touch with you. Lena, over to you. Let us know what you think of the meeting and if you're coming back.
Well, thanks. Again, a very nice experience. I really enjoy it. And yes, I will participate next time and will probably consider to be a member. Yes.
Wonderful. And
thank you.
Our last guest for the day, Shun. Please let us know what you think.
Thank you so much. Again, this is my 2nd time to participate in this Toastmasters Club. Again, this is a so nice experience for listening to other opinion and the leadership or other things. So I will be back again in the next meeting. So thank you for all of the Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Shun. I was just checking my calendar to let you all know that our next meeting is February 8th. It's the 2nd Tuesday in February in person in AO671. Of course, you will receive in plenty of time the invite from Maria Teresa and go ahead and sign up for a role. I'm quite excited that it's only 1:19. This is probably one of the first times we finished ahead of schedule. We usually go to 1:30. So you can all enjoy the rest of your afternoon, the rest of the month of January. Welcome back. Happy New Year. It's great to see you all and look forward. One last, Adult, would you like to add something before we close?
Yes, nothing burning, but I think it's important. I noticed that many of us physically clap and show that we're clapping, and some of us don't. And I just wondered whether that had ever been explained. And for me, it was one of the most interesting parts of being in a Toastmasters meeting when they were physical and we're all sitting down, is the sense of an applause after even the worst speech you've made. You get smiles and applause. That's what the clapping is all about. So even when we're doing it in our homes and nobody can really hear it, I hope that the sound of an audience acclaiming a speech, that somebody actually feels that. I just thought I should put it because on the screen you don't hear anything, you just see hands hitting each other. Thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you, Adot. I love that. I'm a very hands-on kind of person, so I've got to do something with my hands. I'm Italian, so I'm usually clapping, and you would hear it now because my microphone is unmuted. So if you ever wanted to clap out loud, you just unmute yourself and go for it, because I just think that's a nice positive feedback. Rena, I see your hands up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I am taking leave. Next month I will not be here. provided I have get a PCR negative test. So before I go, I have to hand over the keys of the cupboard to someone, because I will not be here the next 2 meetings. So I have to do it this week. So if anyone who can, Gordana or the Tom, someone who is in the A building. Okay. Thank you. Thank you and wish me luck.
All the best to you. Maria Teresa.
Thank you, Madam President. I think you forgot to ask, well, maybe I asked Nicole, have you awarded your grammarian's crown to anybody?
Well, to you, Maria Teresa, with this difficult word, amenable.
I think it comes from the French. I'll look it up and send
I'll have to check that.
I think so.
But anyway, I learned something today because it's a word I never use because I can't pronounce it right. So
amenable. I thought this was a great meeting. I'm so glad we finished on time, and I am so encouraged by the response from our guests. Please come back. We really value your contribution to this club. And Melanie, Julia Roberts, whatever, in any event, I look forward to seeing you all, as Melanie said, at our next meeting, which will be in person at the VIC.
Thank you all. Enjoy your afternoon. All the best. Ciao. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.
Thank you.
Salut. Salut.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Great job, Benjamin.
Bye
What
bye.
did you do for you?
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Adolphe, thank you for the nice evaluation. It was a difficult project.